Welcome back to the Brandon Bishop Van Life, and welcome to a very important episode of Van Life class. Should I call it Van Life Masterclass? I spent the better part of going on 4 years living in vans. Not this one. I've yet to live in this one permanently, but I'm very excited. I didn't even make the bed. Hang on, let me make the bed real quick. All right, made the bed. That's about as good as I make a bed. So if you're going to judge me about anything, judge me for something different, because I don't like making beds. Look at that. The sheet's not even all the way pulled down. I did no preparation whatsoever for this video, did I? Try to ignore that as we talk about many ways to defend yourself. Living in a freaking van! Living in a freaking van! Yes, I am! I'm living in a freaking van! Okay, these are in no order of importance. These are in no particular order of any sort whatsoever. These are just random things I'm going to throw at your face, and things that you can go buy, things that you can have just near you within reach. And the first thing I'm going to tell you about is pretty simple. You have one right now. You could be watching my big, dumb, ugly face on it right now. It's a phone! This is the most important thing. Understand? Here's what happens when you're very unsure of the situation that you're in, or you get somebody, hey, cool, let me in, I'm hungry, give me a cheeseburger, let me in, or something, whatever you got in the middle of the night. It's 3 a.m. You're going to get a situation. If you're a full-time van dweller, that's 365 nights. Actually, it's 365 mornings, afternoons, and evenings as well, that you could be possibly bothered and annoyed and freaked out by somebody. This, you get on here, you call 911, and then you wait, and you tell them what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? I'm going to sing a whole scenario to you right now, and you're going to hate every second of it. There's somebody knocking at my door in the middle of the night. I don't know what to do. Shall I open the door and fight? No, I'm calling you 911 to come and send a cop. Because if I open that door, it's going to be pop, pop, pop. And you don't want that, okay? Nobody wants that. So call, reach out and touch somebody. The cops are just sitting around. They have nothing to do. There's no crime anymore. Ever. There's no crime anywhere, right? Okay. Next, if you are forced, if someone's banging, and for some reason you have to open that door. I don't want you to open your door when you're getting bothered and harassed by anybody. But if you do open that door, put one of these on your forehead, especially if it's at night, or have one of these. Or, I got all kinds of freaking like high-powered, like if Amazon says it's like the most powerful flashlight in the world, I've probably ordered it. So, if you open the door in the middle of the night, or any night, I got a little, stage lights over here in my van, so it's lighting up everything. You can't really tell. But if you open up a door and you do this, I don't care if it's a cop. Maybe not do it to the cops if you know it's a cop. But you can do this because they're going to do this too. This is why cops do this, because it disorients you and you can't see what's going on. If they try anything, boom, they're blinded. Boom! Boom! Right there. They're not going to see these coming. Boom! Here's another tricky way. I'm not sure if this is a thing that works or not. All I know is I've never been messed with. It could be that I'm a 250-pound, 6-foot, 1.5-inch guy with a set of balls, a man. Maybe that is it. I don't know, but nobody really messes with me. I had one guy want to fight me in a Safeway parking lot once. And he wouldn't let me. He put his car behind my car, which is highly illegal. Never do that if you're mad at somebody. That's entrapment. But when he woke up, I'm pretty sure he regretted his decision. I'm not saying, oh, I'm a badass, I can kick anybody's ass. No. Any given day, any given person can kick your ass. All it takes is one lucky shot to the kisser right on the button right there, and you're done. You can lose a tooth, you can lose an eye, you can lose a life. So don't think you're a badass just because you managed to win a couple fights. I don't care if you're a UFC champion. You meathead, you jarhead. I tell you what, one lucky shot, you go down like a bitch. Understand? Me too. I got my ass kicked one time in a karate tournament, Tungsu tournament in Korea, by a 15-year-old kid, an American kid named Chuck Knishel. Did a roundhouse kick and laid me the F out. And I was like 25 at the time. I was in the Army. I was a big badass, and I got beat by a 15-year-old kid with spiky hair. It's bad enough that he was a 15-year-old kid, but he had spiky hair on top of it. He looked like a villain from a Karate Kid movie. I'm not making this up. Another very non-combatant item to put on your vehicle. I was in the Army for a lot of years, and I put my unit. I'm not a hoo-ah Army guy. Yes, sir. I'm not that guy. I never was that guy, even when I was in the Army. I'm not that gung-ho Army guy. I'm just not. I think everybody should serve at least 2 or 3 years in the military. I think that's great. But on the back of the van, right there, down at the bottom, I have my unit crest and my old battery emblems, stickers on there. And I also have some stickers that say, you are under surveillance. I also have some stickers that say, smile, you're on camera. I also have some stickers that say, unmarked government vehicle. And if you read the rest of it, it's kind of funny. It's basically said this is all made up. But I have a lot of stickers on my vehicle that makes people go, even if it's just that second of like, I probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't, okay? It's, nobody wants to break into an unmarked government vehicle, okay? Because that is your ass. Understand? Okay, I'm not going to show you mine because they're not that exciting. I guess I could show you these. Window blackouts for the front. I put a curtain all across the front of the van here, so that kind of takes care of everything. But if I have anything in the front that I don't want seen, I have them. I got them from, I think, Living in a Bubble or one of those overpriced van places. I have them for each window. I have them for the front window. I have a curtain that goes here. I have these guys here. And I have, this has a shade on it, this window here. So, yeah, you want to keep your stuff hidden inside, okay? You don't want to advertise what you have inside. That's the whole reason people break into your cars. They walk by and they see a backpack. Boom, that's mine now. They walk by, they see your luggage in the back, carpetbagger. Love you very much, Jacob, but that was dumb. Don't leave your car in San Francisco, the capital of being bit, which means breaking your window and stealing all your shit. Don't leave all your luggage in the backseat. Come on, man. Come on, man. A lot of people wonder about security systems for your van. Now, I know a lot of people out there. Some of them are, friends of mine, like Tori Delory, whatever. They got these whole little, and these are, oh, that one's broke. And these are, and they're very good CCTV systems where you got cameras on the roof rack all the way around, and it's might be kind of cool to get some driving footage from that while you're going. And it's yeah, that's nice. It has all these wires, and you got to drill holes in your van. And I got to sneeze. Yeah, that's all nice and lovely. If you want to do that and you want to spend the money on that, that's whatever you want to do, man. That's cool. I don't even know how that stuff works. Does it work through like a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, whatever? I have Wi-Fi in the van. I have Starlink. It's on top. It's up there permanently. And through that, I am able to have these wireless Blink outdoor cameras. You can get solar for these too if you really want to. I do have a solar thing. I've not attached one yet. I probably should. Yeah, the Blink cameras are fine. They work good. Now I got these, like 3 of them for like $7 or something like that on Amazon. What they do is you stick these to the side, and I got a bunch of them in case they fall off. It's 3M tape. Stick it to the side of your roof rack. And when you park, and there you go. You can make them go anywhere you want. You can, they're perfect. They work very, very well. They have motion detector. You can, and someone's coming up to your van or behind your van. I don't have any windows on that side. I don't have any windows except for this one on that side. And you don't really want to mess with the windows. You know what I mean? You don't really want to open your windows and stuff to look out. At least I don't. You can peek around this little curtain to see out the front window, so that's okay. But I'm going to have one of these on this side and on the back. And hopefully, because no one's going to, the windows and the door are on this side. No one's really going to knock. And I can look out the front. So anyway, this also has voice on it. I have one in the backyard whenever I put nuts out for the squirrels and cat food out for the cats. Whenever they come by, they get picked up on one of these, and then I can talk to the kitties. This is a good kitty. It's a kitty baby girl. It's a go scratch your ears. Yeah, and that's what I do all day. That's pretty much my life when I'm not on the road. Okay, I mentioned this a second ago. I don't care what anybody thinks about Elon Musk. I think he's a creepy weirdo. Whatever. What I do care about is the Starlink I have right up there on the roof. It's up there permanently. It has worked flawlessly, okay? And I guess over time, these kind of things only get better and better and better and better. I've never had an instance, not one, where the Starlink didn't... It was hard to set up at first. For some reason, I couldn't get the things to get online. But eventually they did. It was probably a fault of this guy. But I love my Starlink. Simple as that. It's like $160 a month. It's not cheap. But if you got it, you can afford like the $500 a month or $500 up front it is to buy the dish and the router. It hooks up very easily. I've sat here and listened to music on a Amazon Echo thing. I've watched full television on my Roku up here. You can play video games. I have all the signal for my laptops, my phones, everything like that. Starlink is awesome. You have internet, you have a connection to the world no matter where you're at in the world. It's freaking phenomenal. I have a trick. It's not a magic trick, though some of you may think I am magic for thinking of it. When you do have Starlink, you can have things like this Echo Show, which I have very not cleaned in a long time. My goodness, that's a condensation. When you use a propane heater, which I'm using right now, you get condensation on everything. It just happens. But they work. I have to sniffle. So what do I do with this besides hook it up to the Starlink and have a clock and an alarm clock and everything that an Amazon Echo does? I know I'm supporting more billionaires. I'm sorry. They got to become billionaires because of cool shit like this. So what I do with this when I'm not in the van, you listening? I play music on it or a podcast or something loud. I turn it all the way up and I just leave it right here, just playing with itself. It just sits there and plays with itself. It's a lot like me when I'm at the house, just nothing to do. Just I sit there and when people come by and I'm not in this van, and I've left that thing on for hours and hours and hours and hours while I'm gallivanting around town. The bad guys, they come up to the door, the windows are blocked out. That's going. Maybe leave a fan on. I know you're going to run your batteries down a little bit, but not that much. Depends on how long you're gone. If you're going for like a week or something, then don't do this. But people are going to hear that, think A, there's people inside. And B, I probably shouldn't break into this van right now because A, there's people inside. So you could do this with a phone. You could do this with a Bluetooth speaker, just anything that plays music, a transistor radio with an antenna, whatever you want to do. Put it in here, play some music, keep it going the entire time that you're gone. No one's going to break into this unless they're coming to kill somebody. And then that's a whole nother thing. Now, if you didn't think I was a Vanlife genius by now, you will after this. Especially if you have a ProMaster van and you want extra ways to lock your doors from the inside. Now, I have not mastered locking the two side doors. I've not mastered that at all. I've been contemplating different ways to do that. Some people take a belt and a ratchet strap or something and they wrap it around their door handles, you know, and it just keeps them together. You can do that in some vans, Transits, Sprinters. You cannot do that in a ProMaster, unfortunately. There are external locks that you turn them. I'll put a picture right here. You put them up there, you turn them, you lock it, and then you have extra locks. Granted, those are easy to chip right off, and then what do you got? You got a bunch of holes in your van, you're missing a lock, and all your shit was broken into anyway. But I have figured out the sliding door and the rear doors, and I will show you what I did with the sliding door first. I have this little ratchet strap. I basically put one end up here, and I put the other end over here into the door. There's little holes. I did not cover those holes on purpose. And you ratchet it as tight as you can. Don't bend the metal, but you probably could, but just you ratchet it. That's the sliding door. Now, the back door is a little bit different. I found this come along and I put these 2 hooks on it and I put these 2 loops into the door. So you put one hook on one loop, you put the other hook on the other loop, and guess what? You tighten up the middle and then you come along until it's super tight and nobody is opening this back door. And anybody with a ProMaster and probably the other styles of vans like this, anybody can probably do this. You just got to find, you got to know where your holes are at. You got to know where the right holes are at. Yeah, then you manipulate those holes. And then you squeeze them tight. And then nobody's coming inside. I hate myself for doing that right now. I know you're all looking over here at some of this stuff. I have a banana. That is a major source of self-defense, is having enough potassium in your system. Bananas are good for you. Only eat one a day, though. If you eat more than one banana, then it's too much sugar. Okay, this one sounds a little silly, but we'll go through a quick scenario. You get somebody bugging you, they're standing out there screaming at you or something, or whatever it is. And this will come in handy if you have the blink cameras with the 2-way audio. Use your voice. Because your voice, and here's the thing, it's kind of a double-edged sword. I think, honestly, the best thing that you can say right away, let's say you're sitting in here, minding your own damn business, and you're like, it's a good day, watching a little TV, watching a little Asai TV, asytv.com. You can watch it anywhere. Maybe you're having a little meal here. Just relaxing. And then somebody starts causing shit. Use your voice. Tell people, leave me alone. Okay? Leave me alone. Say it with me. Leave me alone. Does that work? Never! But it gets your intentions out there. No, scummy, homeless, ugly, smoking guy, I'm not going to have sex with you. Okay? Leave me alone kind of covers all of that. Leave me alone. Say it 5 times if you have to. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. And they still won't get the hint. You know this. They're not going to get the hint. But at least they know in your head that you're not interested in whatever they're selling, okay? Simple as that. Now, when leave me alone doesn't work, that is when you get on the gosh darn phone, the number one thing I told you about, and you call somebody. Now, if you're in the middle of the woods and leave me alone doesn't work and it's just you and them, there's nobody else around, you could still call 911. Phones normally work for 911. Normally. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how quick they can get out there. And at that point, say, look, I just called the police. They are on their way. Go away or I'll be forced to defend myself. I know I sound like one of those like defense instructors, like those karate guys, which we're going to talk about that in a minute. You will get away from my van or I will be forced to defend myself. Yeah, if you want to say it like that, you can say it like that. Don't say, I'm alone in here and I'm scared. Don't bother me. No, you're alone in there and you're scared? Please, people, just be smart. Use your voice, use your phone, and be smart with what you say. Leave me alone. I've called the police, and don't make me defend myself. Simple as that. Learn how to fight, people, okay? I know not everybody wants to fight. I don't want to fight. I never wanted to fight. But all those years in the military taught me how to do hand-to-hand combat. Yes, it did. All those years as a pro wrestler, you may think it's fake, but pro wrestling is only fake till that last layer of skin. Let me explain. This punch is real until I don't want it to be, okay? It's a lot of fun. Also, I did wrestling all through high school. I know how to defend myself. I was a black belt in Tang Soo Do, which is a Korean martial arts. I did that while I was in Korea for 2 years. I did that while I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma for a while. And I also did that, I started that actually here in Michigan when I was a kid. And all of that means nothing at all. Like literally, like I said before, anybody can kick anybody's ass on any given day. It's just like sports. Anybody can beat any team, can beat any team, as we found out about my Lions. I don't want to talk about that either. No politics, no sports. Okay, got it now. No, but anybody can kick anybody's ass at any given time, but at least you'll have some sort of advantage. Take a mixed martial arts class. Take a karate class. Karate's kind of silly. It's mostly about, even the stuff that I did was mostly about forms and all this kind of weird shit that I don't even remember anymore. But it's better than knowing nothing. Take a Tai Bo class. Is that still a thing? Whatever it is, learn how to throw a punch, learn how to grab people and hold people and get them off of you, learn how to throw a kick, and go for the eyeballs, the throat, the side of the kneecaps, and the especially if it's a guy. One kick here, and then one little jab to the eyeballs, he'll be afraid of you after that. In this van, not just right now because I have things laid out to show you, but in this van at all times, I am never more than 6 inches to a foot away from something that I can defend myself with, whether I'm in the bed, the chair, the driveway, I'm in a driveway, in the driver's seat, outside. I'm always within a foot of having something to defend myself in. That's actually really true. I'm not making this up. Things that you can hold in your hands, like, just for example, I got these guys. I got a lot of these. I had a guy send me a bunch of this stuff. These are illegal and probably in the state I'm in right now, but it is whatever. I guess I can see why they'd be illegal, but who gives a shit what the law says when you're being attacked? Put one of these on your hand if that's all you can get. Boom! Knock somebody's freaking teeth out. You got stuff like this. So I also got a pair of knucks on it. That is one of the sharpest damn knives. I've nicked myself with this and I bled for 15 minutes. You don't want to get punched in the face with this stuff, okay? You just don't. So just people, don't mess with people, okay? I'm so sick of stupid ass people. But you know what I got for stupid ass people? I got one of these right here. Okay, you don't want to get hit with this shit. You don't want to be caught with your pants down. Yeah. I have like 15 knives in here, whether they're tiny little knives or big knives like that one. I got all kinds of shit in here that can ruin somebody's day that's trying to ruin my day. I don't normally carry this around. I have a smaller one though, and I will chop your leg off if you try to mess with me. Okay, now I know you're all expecting tasers to be on my list, and yes, they are on my list, with an asterisk by them. Get a good taser. What does that mean? That means don't get a piece of crap, okay? If you're spending less than $50 on your taser, it's not gonna be a good one. Those little hand ones that go, those suck, okay? The ones that are on a long stick that are also a flashlight. How handy, how convenient. I can do 2 things with this thing, wow. And I can also hit somebody with it. Getting better, but still mainly they're kind of crap. You're gonna wanna spend $50, $60, $70 on a taser and get one of the big wand ones, get one that shoots. Don't get a piece of crap, okay? Because here's the thing, you're gonna be in a situation, in or out, somewhere walking around, you got it with you. It's better than nothing, okay? Just the sound and the look of it may scare people off, and that's perfect. That's a good deterrent, but because you always want a deterrent, you don't want to use any of this stuff. I hope I never, ever, ever have to use any of this stuff, especially the stuff that's coming up, because that could ruin my life as well. You can end up in jail for defending yourself. That's how stupid things are right now. And I think they always will be this stupid, if not worse from here on out. Anyway, the little tasers, they hurt, but they don't hurt that bad. They kind of scare you a little bit and go, oh. Get a good taser. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Why spend 35 bucks on a piece of crap? Spend an extra 30 bucks if you got it and get something good that's going to knock somebody square on their ass. I used to run a nightclub in Oklahoma and we had these big paddles. They look like a big paddle. And the guy came up behind me, smacked me on the ass with it. One of my security guards, I was the manager there, smacked me on the ass with it and I went ass over tea kettle, right straight down, and I was out. Fired that guy and then brought him back a week later. He was a friend of mine, but he really pissed me off. As soon as I got back up, I'm like, get the out of my bar. Yeah, and I've hit people with those before, and it knocks them out, and it scares the rest of the people that just saw you knock that person out with that taser. Get a good one. Another thing that you know is going to be on this list, and you're waiting for it, and you probably already, oh no, I'm just going to fast forward through this one because I already know. Pepper spray. Again, get a decent one. Saber Spray is probably the leading brand. This pepper gel stuff, probably the leading brand. Thankfully, I've had this for 4 years. I should probably throw this away and replace it because who knows if it's even good anymore. As you can see, it's still wrapped. It's still everything. I've never had to use it. Thankfully, I've never had to use it. But basically, you pull the pin, hit that button, and somebody's not going to see tomorrow because their eyes, not going to kill them. It might kill them. I don't know. Maybe it'll suffocate to death or whatever. Normally, it won't. Somebody's not going to see tomorrow because their eyes are going to be shitty for a week. It's going to suck. It's going to get in their throat. It's going to burn all this stuff. Spray them in the balls, too. Spray them right in the ass. Right up the ass. Downfalls of this stuff, though. Okay? Mind the wind. If the wind is blowing this way and you spray that way, you just pepper sprayed yourself, you idiot. If it's a windy day, don't use this stuff, okay? If a bear's coming at you, that's what mainly this stuff is for. It's for animals, it's for pest control, it's for stuff like that. But, what is that saying about them? Do not store in vehicle. Wow, I just learned something every day. Safe to use indoors, does not affect bystanders, reduces wind blowbacks. This is a good brand right here, okay? I am going to throw this out because it's been stored in a vehicle for 4 years now. I had no idea. Don't get those little keychain ones. They're better than nothing. They're a nice deterrent. They'll give you 1 or 2 little quick little shots, which I can probably pee farther than those things go. Again, it's okay to have that. It's a good deterrent. It's better than nothing. The only time I've ever used one of those little keychain ones was, this is a long time ago in Wichita Falls, Texas. I was at a restaurant. I was at the Samurai Hibachi Grill. It used to be a good place. Who knows if it's even still there. And there was a car that my girlfriend at the time, whatever, we were walking back to the car, and this car parks this close. By the way, don't do what I'm about to tell you. Please don't. Park this close from my car to where, like, I don't even know how they got out. I have no idea how they got out of their car. And as they were walking back, we kind of saw that. And I said, dude, is that your car? He goes, yeah. Why'd you park so close to my car? Can you move over a little bit? And he said, F you, and walked into the restaurant. So I'm bewildered. You know, my girlfriend gets into this driver's seat and scoots over. It's not a big deal. But I, for some reason back then, I couldn't let stuff slide. And I still kind of have that problem. But yeah, it just irritated me to the point where I'm like looking at this little pepper spray, looking at the little crack in the window. He left his window down about that much. Just enough for me to go, tss, 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 tss. I emptied that thing in that dude's car. So, needless to say, I wish I would have stuck around and seen the result. Now, there is something, and I've seen it online, but I can never find anyone to do it or anyone who has it. It's a 3M film that goes on your windows. I want it for this window here, for those side doors. What it does is when somebody comes up and they try to bash in your window, psh, psh, psh. Yes, the window still breaks, but it stays together, and it takes a hell of a long time to beat that shit in to the point where they can enter the window or reach in and open the handle. I can't, somebody leave a comment of what company does that. I've called all the major companies. I've called all the local companies. It's a 3M security protective film, and nobody has the damn shit. They have different grades, different thicknesses and all that stuff. Nobody has it. Now here's a quick one, just some advice. When you're camping out, when you're doing some overlanding, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the desert, forest, on the beach, whatever it is, in the city, and you're kind of, you know, sprawled out, you've made yourself at home. You got a table out there, some chairs out there, you got a light, maybe some Edison lights, you got your awning out if you got an awning. You know, give the impression that you're not alone. I've heard a lot of other YouTubers and people say, am I a YouTuber? Nobody watches my shit, so I don't know if I'm a YouTuber or not. I'm just a guy who likes to document his life like a scrapbook online, so I have it for me and my family and friends later. That's really about the only people that watch this shit. Give the impression that you're not alone. Have a couple pairs of shoes outside, or, you know, if you're a single female, and I know I'm not saying that females aren't tough and can't defend themselves, but 90% of the stories that I hear about people having troubles, first of all, 80% of those are made up, okay, people? We know you're bullshitting. They're fun to watch. Oh my God, the scariest night of van life ever. Oh! 83% of them are absolute freaking bullshit. Stop doing that. I know you're doing it for clicks and likes. Maybe I should start doing it, actually. That's what I'll do. I'll get some mad likes and views, and yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, I mentioned this earlier, and I'm going to keep this one simple. Never open your windows and doors, okay? Make sure everything's locked, all right? Please make sure you're locked. But if you're getting the knock, again, it's wonderful to have these. So you can say, what? But if you get the knock, do not open your doors right away. You know this stuff, right? And don't crack your windows either. It's not that thick of a surface, your door, your window, whatever it is. You can probably just speak through and say, what do you want? Again, leave me alone. If you have to peek, then peek. Okay, you got shades, you got whatever. You can peek. It could be somebody knocking to see if there's somebody in there. And if there's nobody in there, they're going to break in. So make your voice heard, but don't open the door. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Two simple advices, okay? They're different, but they're kind of very important. A, where do most of these problems start? I know you could be parked in the middle of nowhere and people could just randomly come up and attack you or harass you, whatever. I get that. A lot of times, though, these things start when you're actually driving. I have a distinct inner made-up responsibility to call people out on their bullshit. I hate shitty asshole drivers with such a passion that it registers on no known scale. I freaking can't stand dangerous drivers, people that speed more than 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, people that think they own the freaking fast lane, people that swerve in and out, people that don't use their effing blinkers. I hate you people. I mean that. I hate you. You could be the nicest guy outside of behind your wheel, and I still hate you because you're a piece of shit and you're endangering lives. People die on these roads every single day. I have friends that are dead at this very moment because of assholes like you. I'm so sick of shitty drivers. So A, don't be a shitty driver in your vehicle. Please don't. Obey the freaking laws. That's all you gotta do. These are the same people who are like, hey, that's right, I voted for Trump. I can do 95 on the highway. Woo! No, dipshit. You're a cancer, okay? You're a scumbag and all these, I don't care, I'm late for work. There's a line of defense for you. Follow them home, smack them upside the head. Don't do that. Okay. No, I seriously hate those people. But don't let it infect you like it infects me so many times, okay? I'm trying to give you a life lesson here. Calm the road rage, okay? I'm trying, people. I am, but a lot of you make it really freaking hard to calm the road rage. But you have to, because a lot of these things that start while the wheels are moving end up when the wheels have stopped. I have been in a lot of altercations that didn't work out good for anybody. I'll keep it at that. I don't want to go off on another story, but I ended up in jail for 2 weeks one time because of a road rage incident that I did not start. I did not start, but I got arrested because I finished it. And I'm so embarrassed that I let it get me to that freaking point. I am. Again, I don't want to fight anybody, ever. I don't want to use any of this shit on anyone unless I absolutely last resort have to. And once you have parked, listen, I love my van. I love these lights, this beautiful blue stained ceiling. I like these. Every inch of this van I built, and I'm in love with it. And I love it when people are interested in van life and they're like, oh my God, you turned this into, like, this is incredible. I love it when that happens. I like talking to other van lifers and park next to each other, looking at their stuff. I watch all your shows. You know, you have to be able to trust the person and don't show off. Okay, please. If you see, I've had this happen many times. I was at the Kentucky Mushroom Festival and I was just sitting here. The van wasn't even done yet. And I was just sitting there and some guy walks up. He had like leathery orange skin. And he's just this hippie guy. It's the Kentucky Mushroom Festival, people. What do you expect? This is hippie guy. He's like, hey. And he just comes in. And the whole time he came in, he's like, wow, that's nice. He actually picked that. This is where I keep this. He actually picked this up. How's it? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I'm like, so this guy's taking inventory of my van and everything in it. I wasn't afraid of this guy whatsoever. He was a skinny looking like a little hippie guy, whatever, missing a lot of teeth. And you think I have bad hair? My hair looks, compared to normal videos, looks pretty good today. No, but this guy was just a dirty, hippie, skinny, whatever guy. But he just walked in with his bare feet. And I'm like, dude. And I'm kind of blocking a little bit, you know, and he's kind of pushing, hey, this is cool. Wow, look at that. He didn't unzip my shit, but that would have been the final straw. But anyway, just don't show off. If you're at a Cracker Barrel parking lot, it's 9 o'clock at night, there's an RV guy, hey man, can I check out your van? Like, I'm getting ready to, who knows who that is? They may see something in here that they just cannot live without. You could have your laptop out, you could have all this stuff going on, and next thing you know, they want what you have. Okay, now this is where YouTube's probably going to start paying a little extra attention to me. Maybe, I don't know. So I'm not going to say what the main lethal force that I carry in this van is. But, you know, it's unloaded. Don't worry about it. It's my least, if I go to a range to practice, which I highly think you should. Let me be frank with you. This is the United States of America. We are an effed up country, okay? You can go to Japan, you can go probably to England, different places like that. This is not a problem, okay? And the main problem is everyone has one of these. So now, do you want to be the one left out? No, you don't want to be the one left out. So go out there, get yourself one that you can handle, one that's small enough or big enough or whatever you need, one that screams out to you. It's just like anything. It's just like buying a car or anything else. It's like picking an apple out of the produce section. You're going to see one, you're going to be like, that's my apple right there. Pay for it first, then bite the apple. I don't want to have this, okay? I do not want this. But I have to. Is it fun to go to the range? Yes. Shoot some targets. I like that. It's fun. I don't live around this. This isn't my life. Though I have 5 of these. I have I have 2 bigger ones. I have a bunch of airsoft stuff, which could also be used. I should have brought that out. I have a lot of things that put rounds down range, and I really don't want to have it. You got to mind your state laws, get a concealed carry, get all that stuff. I have a safe that's got a little code in there. It's got a fingerprint thing on there. It's also got a key. I never want to take it. I never want to touch this thing, okay? If you're in California or New York and they find this, if you try to cross into Mexico or Canada and they find this, that's your ass. Get yourself a little something. Make sure you know how to use it. Get to the range. Make sure you're legal in your state. Like if I get legal here in Michigan, which I am, it covers a whole lot of states, but not New York and California. And there's other states. Just know the laws, people. It takes 5 minutes to get on Google, Chat, GPT, whatever it is. Find out what you need to know about that. Now for something a little less lethal. It doesn't look less lethal, does it? This thing is brutal looking. This is a, it could be a paint, you could shoot paintballs with this. I have these little steel ball bearings that go in here. You can shoot 2 at once or 1 at a time, whatever it is. And I'm going to tell you right now, just stick them in there. Real simple. Bam. I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to get hit. What is it? 325 miles an hour with this. They say less lethal. This is definitely less lethal. Is it non-lethal? No. You hit somebody in the sweet spot with this thing, guess what? Could be it. You could still go to prison for shooting somebody with this if it's not in self-defense. There are states with stand your ground laws. There's all kinds of stuff. You'll be in a lot less trouble for having this if they find it. But at the same time, you could still get in big trouble having this. Don't let anybody fool you. Know your laws before you do anything like that, okay? What this is, again, it's just a pellet gun on steroids. It's very easy to hold. I can hide it basically anywhere in this van. And I would rather, I'm going to this before I go to the handgun because I don't want to kill anybody. I don't want that on my conscience. I have stories of things that have happened in my past that I don't want to relive or add to, okay? So this right here is just a much better option. It's only about $100 for this. There's better ones. There's less better ones. Don't go for cheap if this is about your security, okay? If you can afford it, get something better. I haven't shot this yet, so I don't even know if this is a good one. $109, I think it cost. These cost like $16. These cost like $10. It's whatever. Just have something a little less lethal than a handgun, okay? But all of these things, I mean, there's a ranking of all these things of how they should be used. This is another last resort, okay? I don't want to shoot anybody in the head with this or in the nuts with this. I just don't want to. I would aim for the nuts. I would. If somebody's breaking into my van and I pull this thing up, boom, right in the grundles, man. I'm going to, okay, look, one in the grundles, one in the head if they don't stop. Use your gut. That is the last thing I'm going to say. Use your gut. Use your gut. Please, if you're going to a spot to park overnight and there's sketchy people walking around and there's all kinds of creepy shit going on, or you just don't feel safe, we all have that gut reaction where we just know. I've had it 109 times in my van adventures where I'm like, I don't want to stay here. And then I move. And any one of those times I've moved could have saved my life or saved somebody else's life who tried to mess with us. So anyway, use your gut, use your brain, flash them first if you have to open the door, even if it's through the window. Like, what do you want? Use your voice. Call the cops. Oh, geez, what the? This is. Take care of yourselves, okay? So go back, take whatever you want to take out of this video. You may think I'm totally full of shit, and that's fine, I might be. But this is the stuff that worked for me over 3.5 to 4 years of living in a van half time. And I tell you what, I cannot wait to get back on the road. I'm not leaving for another long trip until March, the middle of March, and that trip's going to be like a month and a half long. It's going to be making up for all of these long, cold winter months in Michigan. Thank you for joining me. And click on the link tree in the description if you wanna. That's where my television network, Asai TV, is at asytv.com. Here's the graphic right here of all the stuff on there. I make movies, I make TV shows, I write books, I got music that I've recorded with my band One Eyed Buffalo. I've got coloring books, I own a t-shirt company. I got a lot of shit going on, people, and I want to share it all with you for money. Cool? All right, see you in a couple days. Bye.
Living in a freaking van. Living in a freaking van. Yes, I am. I'm living in a freaking van.